So you want to look better on your webcam for streaming, for Zoom calls, for taking your little pictures at home, whatever. All of that's good. And I want that for you. But let's go through a couple of things that can make it better. The three basic things we're going to look at are your lighting, your positioning, and some fine tuning. And it will require some playing around because your situation, your scenario, your environment, your tools are going to be different than mine. But there's a lot we can do to get the best possible output that we want to have. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Right now, what you see is one light and one webcam. The webcam I'm using right now is the OBSBot Meet 2, because that's the webcam I had on hand. Really cute little nugget. And the Amaranth Verge light. There's a little bit of a window light going on right now. But you know what? Let's close that. Let's kind of see what that looks like. That changes things. But I mean, it kind of looks cool too. Now, of course, more lights, more gear, more options, also potentially more problems. So we're going to keep it simple here. While we're on the topic of the window, let's talk about lighting. If you can, you want to control your lighting because you don't know if you're going to be needing to be on your calls or filming during the daytime, during nighttime. So you want to have lighting that you can use at any time of the day that's not going to change based on the weather. If you don't have a light and you don't have the ability to do that, then use your window, and you just need to know the times of days that work for you. Window lighting, I think, is beautiful. It's one of my favorites, but it's not reliable. So it really depends on your use case. Like, I will just wait to film when the light is good if that's the source that I'm trying to use. Other folks might just want something that looks consistent all the time. So having a light in a room where you can use blackout curtains or you can just close the blinds like I did can help you just have a reliable image. Now, those of you that have seen my content before, I usually have a lot of lights because I like a lot of lights. I like things to be really bright, but that's not really accessible to everyone. Not everyone wants to have, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. It's excessive. It's not necessary, but that is a way to do it. Of course, it's going to look different, but not necessary, okay? So we're working with our one camera, our one light. The first thing we want to do when we're looking at our lighting is how can we not use the overhead light? Like, please, let's turn it off. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. Gross. Turn this one off. Like, y'all are trying to make this be the thing. This overhead lighting is not going to help nobody. Okay, please, let's turn that off. And usually with the overhead lights, you can't control the lighting temperature, which we'll get into in a little bit. Right now, I just want to make sure you have enough lighting where you can see your face clearly. We want it to have the camera and the light can be right behind it, or it can be a little bit to the side. I have it to the side. So if the camera's right here, the light is right there. Okay. And I like that look because also when I'm looking at the camera for a long time, I don't like the light shining straight into my eyes all day long. So I keep it a little bit to the side, and I also kind of like the look. So don't worry about if it looks perfect just yet because there's other things that we need to change as well. So now that you have your webcam and you have your light, let's work on the positioning because some of y'all think it's okay for us to be seeing up your nose. Because if you're using a webcam, you might be using the camera that is on your laptop. And I understand it's a laptop. You think you're going to set it on your top of your lap, but we can do other things with it. Okay, so right now, this camera in particular is more than an arm's length away. So if I'm like here, now I am touching it. So arm's length, a little bit more than an arm's length away because I want some distance. I know if you're like on the laptop, like you feel like you want to be closer or you're trying to see the screen, if you're not the one talking, okay, do what you want. But when it's time for you to talk, like please, like just put the camera a little bit far away from you, okay? So more than arm's distance, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. We want some framing. You want the camera to be up eye level, if possible, eye level and a little bit tilted down. I don't have that space available to me, so she's actually a little bit lower. So eye level with the top of the camera, but it's actually a little bit down. But also in positioning is your body, okay? So you get the camera in a good position and then sit up, please, sit up. Let's sit up, okay? Whatever. What is this? What is this? And don't come for me. I know sometimes I'll be like that on the live streams when we're presenting, when we're doing something formal. We want to make sure we're sitting up and we are presentable, okay? Show up. Act like you care. And also remember, like if you need to make things a little bit higher, a little bit lower, use books, use boxes. I know you got boxes to prop it up, position it in a way that works best for you. And in your positioning, also think about your background. I particularly choose this angle because I have set up the background to have something interesting, but it's not too busy. So this side is pretty empty. This side has some things of interest, a little bit of a light back there. But also, you guys see me sometimes and I just use the blank wall, which is this blank wall. And then I position the camera that way. We just want it to look, again, presentable. And please, as a personal favor to me, please don't use the digital blurred background. It hurts my feelings. Like, I understand why, but like, if we can, let's just clean up the background or position the camera in a way where it looks nice. Or you do like me and you take it all and you shove it out of frame. And so something to keep in mind with your positioning is whatever's closest to the camera is going to look bigger and what's furthest away from the camera is going to look smaller. So if you're like this, then your body's going to look bigger and your head will look smaller. If you're leaning forward, then your forehead's going to look big and then everything back here is going to look smaller. It's your aesthetic. You have to make some choices, but sit up, look presentable, so people can just focus on what you have to say and not, how you look on camera. But they might be focusing on how you look on camera because you're going to look good. Then we can get into some fine tuning. There are a couple of elements that we're working with here in order to adjust the image. Now, depending on your webcam, it might have its own software. Depending on your light, it might have its own custom settings. And I'm using Ecamm, and there are camera settings that we can adjust in there as well. If possible, in your camera settings, we want to turn off any automatic settings so we can, again, control the situation. When things are in auto, if something changes, then the settings are going to change, which is not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you don't know yet what you're looking at. But I do suggest, give it a try. Not right before your big meeting, right before the big high stakes presentation. But when you're playing around and messing with things while you're watching this video, turn off the auto settings, put your camera into manual if that's an option, and then just play with some of the sliders. Once we're in our fine tuning, a couple of things that we can adjust are our brightness, our color temperature, the tint, the saturation, the gamma, all of these things that we'll get into in another video where I'll break down this vocabulary so it can make a little bit more sense. But there are tons of different things that you can do in order to find an image that works for you. Now, I like this look. It's a little bit moody. And I think wonderfully presentable for 2 pieces of gear. I guess 3 if you count the stand that the camera's on. Just know you can look good on a webcam for your Zoom meetings, for your presentations, for your live streams, for your videos. It just requires a little love and care, as with everything. And the more you understand about the settings, the better you're going to be able to make those adjustments. So let me know in the comments what camera you're using and what settings you are not sure about yet. And then we can keep talking about that. But keep in mind, your lighting, your positioning, and your fine tuning for making your videos, whether it's an Ecamm or anything else, is going to get you so far to getting a beautiful image so we can see you. And if you feel so inclined, post your before and after pictures in the community because we'd love to see it. Good luck. You got this.